A bit tired here on the morning session. A look through the world papers. Let's do that.
Yes, indeed.
Starting off with this developing and worrying situation in Ivory Coast.
Yes, indeed. Well, we'll have a look at some of the papers in Ivory Coast and neighbouring countries just to get some of the reaction to developments on the ground. Le Patriote is a pro Ouattara newspaper, and we see on Abidjan.net that they're listing out the cities basically the pro Ouattara troops have seized in the last number of days. They are advancing. They say that the advancement of the troops is unstoppable. So that's their point of view. If we move to Le Pays, which is also a pro Ouattara newspaper in neighbouring Burkina Faso. Is it finally the hour of truth for Ivory Coast, says the paper. Gbagbo refused to leave and now is on the point of being forced out the door. Fear has changed sides, says Le Pays. If we move then to Notre Voix, that's a paper that supports Gbagbo, and it's saying that it's very critical of the West for intervening, as they see it.
Comparing it to Libya, I see.
Absolutely. They're saying just like in Libya where Western forces are destroying Libyan armaments to allow rebels to advance, the UN and French troops are massively helping Ivorian rebels. Since Monday night, these two foreign outfits are bombing, I suppose, Gbagbo's positions with Mi-24 helicopters, giving an open road to rebels who have no difficulty in seizing towns. And they go on to say, for those who think that the carrot is already cooked, don't get ahead of yourselves. The earth revolves around the sun. Now, I don't know what they mean by that. I was thinking, is it a sort of Louis XIV type comparison, comparing Gbagbo to the sun? I don't know. But anyway, they're basically saying don't get ahead of yourselves.
Okie dokie.
So I guess we could very quickly look at Slate Africa as well.
It's a good headline.
Will God abandon Gbagbo? Now, for the last 10 years, they're saying Gbagbo and his wife, who is known to be quite evangelical, have been saying that God sent the presidential couple to the Ivorian people. Is he now about to abandon them, asks Slate Africa.
Okay, we touched on it in the news, James. These sort of unofficial confirmations, if you like, we can call it that, that the CIA agents are in Libya.
That
and,
is
this
apparently
in the New York Times.
Government officials who are not named have told the New York Times that CIA agents have been on the ground in Libya for the last number of weeks, in fact, and they are...
It's not really a surprise, is it?
It's not a surprise. I was kind of saying, of course they're there. If there's a pilot flying over the country with, imposing a no-fly zone, you can be sure that CIA troops are on the ground, vetting the rebels and gathering intelligence for airstrikes. Apparently, dozens of MI6 operatives are also on the ground. Not a massive surprise there either, I suppose. So that is, I suppose, been confirmed this morning in the New York Times by unofficial sources, or unnamed sources.
Okay, James. Elsewhere, reaction in the Lebanese press to the Syrian president's speech yesterday, where he didn't go as far as many expected.
For Bashar al-Assad, it's all a plot against him. I suppose they're being a little bit cynical there with their front page headline in L'Orient Le Jour. Bashar al-Assad is a young president, and everyone was expecting something other than the old rubbish churned out by Mubarak and others. Not so, says the paper's editorial. We could move to The Independent, where Robert Fisk has his usual analysis on events as they happen in the Middle East. The Arab Spring stops here. That's his interpretation of what Assad said. Now, he's saying that Syria has often not followed the general, I suppose, rule book in the Middle East. They opposed, I suppose, British and French colonialism in 1916 when the Sykes-Picot Agreement split up the region, unlike any other Arab country. So he thinks things might not go the same way as in Egypt or Tunisia, that perhaps reforms might be enough, but that they better be very good reforms indeed. And just a very quick look at The Guardian. After an unscripted Arab drama, the West sneaks back in. Now, they're looking at developments since Tunisia and Egypt, and they're saying Libya has provided an opportunity for the West to get back involved because they were caught off guard by this whole, by these developments in the Middle East. Now it's a chance for them to, I suppose, become influential again in events as they happen in the Middle East.
Very quickly, James, a lot of excitement in India over the cricket.
Yes, let's have a look at the front page, which I was kind of surprised when I saw this because it's a full-page advertisement for Volkswagen on the front page of the Times of India this morning. Think blue. Now, I think they were thinking blue as in the colour of the jersey that the Indian cricketers were wearing, so quite convenient for an ad campaign they have. But let's have a look at the real front page inside, renamed Times Celebration, and they're looking towards Saturday when India will meet Sri Lanka in the World Cup cricket final. So now beat the Sangha Parivar, they say. So quite lots of cheer in the Indian press this morning after that victory over Pakistan.
It was an exciting match. James Creedon, thanks very much for that roundup of the international press. Still to come, a crucial test of Ireland's financial health. as the government prepares to release bank stress test results. That's coming up in business right after the break with Owen Fettler.